there. It's a story that never got made, and I don't think it's going to be made also.
It's never too late, sir.
No, for this, I mean, I think right now it needs a younger person to do that kind of a story. So, it's been quite a while, and I lost touch with the actual world, and to go into the world and see that and do is going to be a challenge. So that way, I personally feel if you want to do something, you have to give your 100%, not this and that together. So, but being passionate about films is always a good thing, because the good thing about being a film enthusiast or a film student is that you need not be professional, but being a film student is you're exposed to too many things. Like you get to know the world, and you without even realizing it, you know a culture, you know a political scenario of a place, the geography and the history of a place, all of that. Like while watching world cinema, you get exposed to it. So those are things that add to your personality, and it will help you as a person and in your profession. Other than that, I feel you need 100% commitment to do it. I mean, if you want to get into the main thing, because you mentioned Sai Pallavi, I'm bringing this because she's not a practicing doctor.
You said about like a younger person having to put more in. So, do you worry about like relatability when you're writing your stories? Like even if you want to make a doctor or something?
No, see, right now my daughter's 15 years old. I'm only concerned about, okay, where do I put her so that she's not exposed to the drugs today, and okay, I'm okay with her if she's smoking, I'm okay with her if she's drinking, but weed also is okay, but if it's going, so I'm in that space, and if I'm going to sit and write about a college student, then I am going to be very judgmental about the life. Whereas when I wanted to write it, it was how a student would have responded to a situation. So the brain, the more it grows, the more the risk-taking ability goes off. So once that is slowed down, then there is no, I mean, you can write, but you'll be categorized as a preachy writer. So that's the thing.
Yeah, you did say like you reduce your risk-taking with like Vidudalai compared to like Aalavandan and Poladavan and all. Is there something?
No, it's not about. Actually, Vidudalai is the most riskiest film I've ever made, because this is reckless actually. Vidudalai is reckless because I started off saying that I'll make the film in 4.5 crores. As of now, it's gone beyond 120 crores. So to drag my producer into a journey like this, to bring my actors, I told 8 days to Vijay Sethupathi, and he has acted more than 100 days. And for Suri, it was supposed to be 30 days. So he has acted some 140-50 days. So this is a wild, reckless ride. This is not something that we all can do. I am only talking about the attitude. When I say that the brain is getting older, I'm only talking about the physiological aspect of the brain as such, not the character or the attitude I have. That is not going to change. I'm going to be the person who I am. But as you grow, I keep forgetting the name of it, but okay. So the frontal membrane, after 21 for guys, it slowly starts growing and it matures around that age, and then you stop taking risks. So your bike wheelies slow down and you don't want to go beyond 100 kilometers. So those things, that's what I meant. So the adrenaline rush can be controlled after a certain age, and when you are in that age, you better write about a father who has a son in college and not try to write about a son who is in college. So I can empathize more with the father now, You could, Dhanush and I always used to talk during the shoot of Asuran, because my first film had the father and the son disagreements, and always the conflict between the father and the son. But the filmmaker took the side of the son. And in Asuran, again the father and the son had conflict, difference of opinion. In Asuran, the filmmaker took the side of the father. Not because both were played by Dhanush, but because I got older. So it's the transition. So while you're writing, I mean, it's better to write to your age. Only very few people can write beyond the age, like someone like M.T. Vasudevan. So he can do that.
Have
He
you
has done it.
read M.T. Vasudevan?
Yeah. I've read quite a bit when I was a student. Nowadays I read very less, and it's all, I mean, it's less of fiction and more of non-fiction, serious stuff. So I read a lot of science and yeah.
But human physiology?
Yeah, that also I read. I read a lot. So, anything to do with health and.
Okay. Anything that comes in your mind right now? Any random book that you have read?
Right now I'm reading a book called The Body Keeps the Count. Body Keeps the Count, I think. It's on trauma management and all of that. It's a very beautiful book. It's a beautiful book that I'm reading. And there's a book called Plant Paradox. It's on how the toxins in seeds and nuts affect your gut health, and how it slowly affects you. So those things I read. And there's a lot of books on Born to Walk is a very nice book on the physical aspect of it. But it was too science for me. I couldn't finish the book. It was too science, like every muscle's name and the factor and the joint and all of that. I tried to get an overview and then leave it.
So as junior doctors, we are exposed to too much of night duties, 24-hour duties. So we'll try to push through our duty times. So I have heard that you work more than 18-20 hours a day. So what keeps you doing that, or what?
During your age, I was like crazy. During my exams, I will finish one exam today. Like I'll get home by reach my room by 3 o'clock. I'll start sleeping. I'll wake up at 11:30 the next day, and then I'll start studying. Like, say for instance, if that's a Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday morning I go finish the exam. 2 nights I don't sleep. I will just study, go finish the exam, and then I used to be so very anxious. Today it would have been called a disorder, a mental health problem. Those days it was motivation, only that much. So I never used to sleep, and I just stayed up for 3 nights, finished the exam, came, slept, and then went. My sleep pattern was very erratic. And I just did a DNA test recently, and it said that my genetic conditioning for sleep is less. 5 hours to 6 hours of sleep 6 hours is more than enough, it seems. That's why I was able to manage. I'm trying to understand it this way. And if I like to stay awake at nights. Not now, but those days I really used to like. Even now I like to shoot at nights. Most of my films are shot at nights. Like, nights are the time where I'm very calm and relaxed. So during my college days, like after I come home, I sleep and wake up at 11 o'clock, 11:30 in the night, and then I stay awake. My college starts at 7. So I go to college, come back at 1, sleep, wake up at 11 o'clock. And that's how I was living. So, well, basically, if I want to do something, I try to finish it and then go. But nowadays, what's happening is all my team is getting affected because of that. So I'm trying to slow down. Yeah. Everybody are having like breakdowns and physical health issues also. Everyone are like age is catching up with all of us. So we need to slow down. Like, every 6 months, do a master checkup, this, that.
Is this the way generally with all film units and films, a director who's like pumped and
No, not really, not really. Everybody have their own way of working. Mine is very erratic. I don't have a script, and nobody knows what is going to happen, when is going to happen, and what to be ready with. And I just call them like, let's do this, let's do this. I just give them an overview of idea of what we should be doing. I'll say, okay, let's go to this place, maybe this conference room, and like get some 10 people who will fit into this thing. That's arranged. That's all. And then suddenly I'll go there. Okay, let's have like instead of this, let's have a different type of glass. Then that will be brought in. That kind of a thing. So that is not the way films are supposed to be made. But I've been given the liberty to do it. So far it's been that way. I have to change it. And again, it doesn't work. It will not work for everybody also. It's better to go planned and do things that way. And there are people like who will not change even a small word written on the paper. Whatever that is there, they will go, shoot, and then come back. And those are the people who will finish the shooting on time, and those are the people who will be a producer's delight, an actor's delight to work with. Ours is a very random kind of thing. We don't know. I mean, they don't know what is going to happen, and they don't even know whether the film is going to work or not. And most of the times I'll say, like, if they're very particular about getting a certain emotion right, I'll say, this is fine, we'll go. We don't even know if this scene is going to be in the film. This is enough. So these are things that is very challenging for those who work with me. But nowadays it's all order, like very orderly thing. But food habits are not good. Like physical health aspect is not taken care of much by like any other profession where you have to stay late. You are bound to be unhealthy. So
kind of well said. Among us, we don't ever take care of our health.
Yeah.
We eat what we want, sleep at what time we get.
Yeah.
But we keep seeing the videos like should do that, do this. At that time we are stressed.
We are watching that on video itself is unhealthy.
And we preach also, that is the thing.
Yeah.
We preach that you have to do this, you have to be this and that.
Yeah, some people, see, student ages, I think that's fine. Until 30, 35, it's not a problem, I think. But if you can change course by that time, then you are safe. Otherwise, it's not going to be easy.
Have you changed?
A lot. It's been like more than 15 years since I quit smoking. And 15 years since. And I used to smoke a lot. Like 170, 180 cigarettes a day I used to smoke. So I never used to be in places like this. If they had not given, those days when I was smoking, if they had not given a room here, I would have said, let's go do it outside so that I can smoke. That's how I used to be. It's like, so I've never had a liking for alcohol, so I don't drink. So, and I'm very particular about what I eat and how I eat. I'm very, very particular about that. So that is okay. That part is fine.
Very good message to all of us.
I don't eat rice and I don't eat any grains.
Oh.
Yeah. So very rarely I eat. And also there's another book that I read, which is beautiful. Aging Forever Fit, I think it's called Forever Fit. Her name is Gabrielle Lyon. You can find her on YouTube. So she talks about fitness after 50. So it's very, very nice book, that is. So she suggested certain ways of eating rice without spiking your insulin. So I keep track of all of these things.
Witness conscious about these things.
Yeah. I like it. So I have my insulin monitor. Not now. So I have it. I keep checking. And this again is a tracker only. So that's fun. So
Probably a selfish question. In Kerala, we have a huge fan base for your films. So, have you ever thought about working in, or have you thought about making films in Malayalam? Or
I was just explaining. See, what happens is, this is in terms of market, it's very niche.
Yes.
And the kind of filmmaking I have will not fit into this niche market. So maybe I was telling, maybe I can set up a Tamil film in Kerala, where it's a mix of both Tamil actors and Malayalam actors, and we can try to do a hybrid film.
But your films are usually so culturally rooted.
Yeah.
So
If we come here, then it will be about people who live here.
Yeah.
So I'll have to spend that kind of time to understand it and do. That's the reason why I never wanted to do a Hindi film or any other film where my second best option would be English. So after that, maybe Malayalam. I can understand a little bit of it.
So regarding Suri in Vidudalai, what was your confidence in casting Suri?
No, see, it is actually the other way around. After Asuran, there was a lot of pressure for me to work with, big actors, and it was the pressure was too high, and it was getting into the number game. Okay, this film has done 100 crores. If you do with this actor, it will become 150 crores. If that actor comes, it will be 250 crores, and I cannot deal with the kind of stress. I like to keep myself in a very relaxed, comfortable, stress-free manner. So the whole world around me would be stressed, and I've never felt stressed when dealing with these things, because I don't take that stress on me, and I try to work within the number game only. I don't want to change the number game. If my investor, my producer is putting 10 rupees, and with the interest, if it's 12 rupees, then I would make sure that I at least get them that 12 rupees. Without that, I don't get into making a film. To get that 12 rupees, I don't compromise on the kind of story that I'm telling. Maybe I would dramatize an action sequence. Maybe I will add 2 love songs. Maybe I will bring in a love interest into the story. But I don't, at least at my level, I don't make compromises on the kind of story that I wanted to tell. But then, if we are going to go bigger on the number game, then I might end up making a compromise, which will, I need to respect myself first. Forget about anybody else. And if I am not able to respect myself, and when I am not able to, or if I go to bed feeling guilty, feeling bad about myself, then I don't want to do that job. I will definitely not do a job when I'm being made feel that way. So I thought I just need to get out of it, make a small film with a non-actor. I mean, in the sense, a person who doesn't have the budget tag to him. And I wanted to do a film like Visaranai. That's where it started. And in the sense, Visaranai, I shot the film in 2 crores and 75 lakhs. None of us took salaries. Like I didn't take a salary, G.V. Prakash didn't take salary, Kishore, actor did not take salary, editor did not take salary. None of us took salary. We just made the film. That's all. We enjoyed the process, and it was a very, like, I finished the film in 39 days. That's all. That is the kind of film we started off to make. Then I thought, I've not watched much of Suri's films also, but his physique was always something that I connect to. That kind of physicality. When I am writing, I put myself in as the protagonist. So my body, how it is how my characters respond, and if the actors I go for have the same physical size and the shape and all, it's easy for them to satisfy my requirements. Like I'll immediately feel okay about that. So that's how that's how it has worked always with Darush also. So in that space only, I thought Suri could fit in, and I had one idea that was written long back, based on a poem by Namutukumar. So I wanted to do that. Then I started working on it, and halfway through I realized it was just a fun film and nothing was there, and it was like an emotional drama. That might not be enough for me. Then I wrote another script which was set in the Gulf about illegal workers, migrant workers there. So people who go from here and work there, based on a novel. So we did the recce and came back, and then the world shut down. So COVID came in, so I couldn't finish that. Then I started writing another story, keeping the same characters in mind. That was originally to be Suri and Sai Pallavi. But after I finished writing it, I realized that I might not be happy. See, the film is good, everything is fine. I might not get the high of making a film because I've already finished writing the script. So I thought, I don't want to do it. Then I stopped. Then I was looking for something else. And then I came up with one. I read a novella by Jay Mohan. Then I started working on it. And when I was halfway through writing it, we got to know from Jay Mohan that the rights for the book was given to someone else. So then I called and told him, see, I really like the world that I have created based on your story. So I'm going to share this idea with you. You tell me if you can write a story just to legitimize. If I go to some other writer, then it would have become a problem. So I called him and I paid him and said, legitimize my script. So he said, no, I had already written a story similar to this. In 98, I bought the rights of the story and then I started making it. So I was trying to find stories for Suri, and I did not fit Suri into Vidudalai. Vidudalai was written to fit for Suri. That's how it is the other way around. And in the process of finding out so many ideas for Suri, I was able to understand him better as a person. And for me, it's very important what kind of a person you are when I put my camera in front of you. If I don't know you as a person, it's hard for me to see you through. Not just the face, the heart. If an actor is ready to open up himself in front of the camera for the director, then that chemistry is different. You get to see the depth of that person, not the actor. I don't want to see a person acting in front of camera. I just want that person to be there, and he should have the courage to let me see him. That's the important thing I look out for in an actor. And it's not easy. Right? The moment a camera is put on you, you're just nervous and you want to do something. You just want to hide yourself. So that takes a lot of courage. So that process happened while I was, trying to find out all these stories for Suri. And when we landed on Vidudalai, I knew that he would fit into it perfectly well because of his fitness, his physique. A newly recruited cop will look like that. So he fit into it perfectly well. And also I like the way he carries himself with the dhoti. So we don't get to see a lot of people in today's world, at least in Tamil Nadu, who have the courage to carry themselves comfortably with the dhoti. And he can do that. So that I really liked.
While shooting a movie without a proper script, do you have like these many, like this set number of scenes, or like the third act should end here?
I don't know anything. I only decide everything on the edit.
The thing is going unplanned. That you said that you want to tell a story the way it should be told, and in case of Vidudalai, you were planned to finish the film in 30 days or something, and it went beyond 100 days. So then this financial pressure, all this comes down. So how do you handle that? You want to tell the story, but here is this financial pressure.
No, I just go with the flow. I really don't know how films are being made. Okay, I really don't know how films are being made. They just happen. You cannot make a film happen. It just happens. It's an organism of its own. It has its own life. Every story has its own life, and if it has to be told, it will be told. Whether you're there, whether you want to make a good film or not, it will just guide you through. You can only, I keep saying this often, see, we don't make films, we only witness when a film happens. You're just there and you're watching it happen, and we should be grateful that it's happening in our presence, that's all. Really, for instance, you want to have a close-up, you put the close-up here, and then the light's reflection behind you is not in your control. It just happens. You might not have intended. There are some people who will intend to create those things. I'm not that kind of filmmaker. I can't do that. Like in article.
It's so grounded. So
No. This is not being grounded. When you break your head to make a film, no, you'll realize that. And also when a film like Vidudalai gets made, that itself is something like you should know that it's not you who is making that film, and that film being accepted. Again, it had so many flaws in it. It had so many, except for the intent and the hard work we put in to making a film. Nothing is in our hands, and our openness to learn, read, evolve, and make changes, take inputs is the only thing that we can bring to the table. Everything else will happen. That's
but
all.
even at least when Adagalam becomes one of the best movies of that particular year, you might be thinking, oh, I'm better than the hundreds of other directors or movie makers.
No. I was, and also if we are clear about the target audience, I was happy about certain validation that film gave me, because when the film got released, there was a lot of mixed opinions, and I was telling everybody, my team, when we shot the intermission sequence, I knew, those days I used to write. So the intermission sequence alone was 136 pages, just that. And I used to tell my team that it will at least take 15 years to get beyond this intermission sequence. To have an intermission sequence on this scale is going to take a long time. And when the film got over, I told everybody before the release, there's going to be a debate for the next 5 years on whether this is a good film or not a good film. And there was a lot of debate on that. Like a lot of people liked my first film, and they said this is not something that we liked. The first half was very good, second half was not good. But then everybody outside Tamil Nadu liked the second half better than the first half. So even my mentor, Balamendra sir, told me, you should have finished the film with the intermission. The film is over there. Whatever that you've done in the second half is just seen in that one single shot of this man walking out. I told him, sir, the second half is my film. Just to sell the second half, I had to make the first half. It was that much only I had in my mind. And he told me, if a right jury sits on the panel, you will get 7 national awards. So we were given 6. Finally, we were announced 6, but it was 7, it seems. But for one of the categories, they said no, there are too many awards for one single film. So let's take 1 out of it, and they took 1, and it was 6. So that way, the debate stopped with the 6 months. It didn't go on for 5 years whether it's a good film or bad film. Like people agreed or accepted. Who had difference of opinion started saying. People who said it is not good said, no, I did not say it's not good. I was not able to connect to it, is what I said. So that way it happened. Otherwise it's fine. And awards and recognitions are always a pat on your shoulder, but that doesn't put bread and butter on your table. So as long as you're able to bring back the money to the investor, you're safe. Your next film is assured. And every filmmaker works for the next film only. Only if you are assured of your next film, you can do a better film than this. If you are trying to do your best film and not get the investor the money back, we don't know, you could have even done a better film. You don't get a chance. You stop with that, or 1 film or 2 films or whatever. So it's not something good for a filmmaker. We need to keep making films.
Do you have any instances of your films having a positive impact that you could see have changed something or like?
See, films don't change anything directly. Films don't have the capability or capacity to change anything on the social structure. But it will start a discussion and it will create youngsters who will go stand with the actual change makers. You can, after watching Vidudalai second part, a boy in Rotterdam said, okay, now you've done this film, you will move on to do your next film, right? I just looked at him and he said, I feel like doing a lot of things after watching this film. But you will not be there, you will just start going and making other films. And I said, see, if you really want to do something, go be with people who are really doing the good things for the society, or you try to make a change in the society. And I'm just a filmmaker, I'm making money. So that is the kind of impact a film will have, and I think that is the role of an artist, I think. Of course, when need be, we need to go and stand on the ground, and that is to give our our support to the people who are fighting for the cause, the rightful cause. You just go stand there. One day you will go. If there is a protest that's happening, you go stand with the protesters, just to give your solidarity, your support to the rightful cause. And when you go, it gives them a lot of moral support to continue the fight. And when we go, there is more attention on the issue. And those things we definitely need to do. But whatever we do is to support the actual person who is fighting there on the ground. Films can never replace people who fight on the ground. Films can either make use of them and make money, or give our support to them and get some attention. Say for instance, this film called Jai Bhim. After Jai Bhim, the Tamil Nadu government changed certain laws for the particular tribal community to get their community certificates and their national identity cards issued. So that is one big impact that came about directly. And our CM now, he gets very inspired when he watches films. After Asuran, he was campaigning at that time, and he watched Asuran and he had tweeted saying that the last dialogue, he mentioned that and he tweeted about it, and it was a talking point. And then J Beam also, he watched the film, and then after the film he may brought that change. So sometimes this also happens. Again, a film will aid for a person who's on the ground. This cannot create the reality. It can support, assist people who are there. I think that is our job, to raise a question, to create a discussion. And not everybody need to agree to what you are saying, but even if they are opposing what you say, then there's a discussion that's happening there. So you can move towards the truth. I think that's important.
Thank you, sir. That was really inspiring.
So as a filmmaker, like what 4 films have influenced your every filmmaking process?
I used to like Akira Kurosawa a lot.
Okay.
While I was growing up. His films and his the way he looks at life and characters. Every filmmaker has shot Cabaret. Everybody have shot it. And his first film, and I think it was done in 1946 or 47, it's called Stray Dog. There's a sequence of the film where this boy goes to meet his girlfriend, who's a cabaret dancer, and you get to see from outside these girls are sitting, and then they go run, they dance, and then they come out and they sit down exhausted, and their legs are hurting, their legs would be hurting, they'll be like massaging their legs, and they'll be panting, they'll be sweating, they'll be without, like, there's nothing romantic or erotic or sexual about them. That perspective, the way he looks at things, that I used to really like. And I like the first 2-3 films of Inaritu very much. So, and there are a lot of people who influenced. And when I revisited Kurosawa, I was very heartbroken, because he's such a casteist man. He is so unbelievably casteist. He is. I couldn't stand it, and I was. But what hurt me the most was, fuck, how did I enjoy this man? He's such a casteist filmmaker. He is unbelievably casteist, because for every time it is the samurais who have to come and rescue the peasants, the farmers. They need the samurais to come and save them, and then those farmers are the way they're portrayed, the way they dressed. There's no elegance, there's no refinement, and see, you can be like a hard-working man, and you don't need to have the Western refinement or a style to you, but there needs to be an amount of respect, some dignity. And his portrayal of all the peasants would be very animalistic. I was like shocked, and it was not intentional. It was not intentional. It's ingrained in him that way. So that was very shocking for me, and I couldn't sit through his most epic film. Seven Samurai. Seven Samurai. Like 40 minutes, I was just telling myself, like, no, I will watch. 40 minutes, I said, fuck no, I don't want to watch this, and I don't want to, like, whatever influence he had given me, let it be there. I don't want to go back and put it down.
So, but that's like when, not about you, but when we were young, we used to watch these Malayalam movies growing up. But now when we revisit them, those scenes are not meant to be funny. Means
Very problematic scenes like body shaming.
That is there. The biggest of comedians of all the world were doing that only. And if they have done that, then we need to say that. Why should we not say that? No? even if it's your father, if he had done something bad to your mother, then you need to tell that. And if you have done something bad to your woman, then you need to tell that to your children. It is something that if you can't change it to your woman, change that to your woman, then you have to go tell your apologies to your children, so that at least he doesn't do that again, or she doesn't have to put up with it thinking that, okay, this is how a man-woman will live. No, we need to change that. No? That in that sense only. And today it's all changing. We can't just say, okay, it happened then.
Rashomon has had a huge effect. Like even in our psychiatric practice, Rashomon effect. Still, we look for Rashomon effect from all the three of the participating. However, patient bystanders. So we look for the. We try to find the things close that way. So that has been a influence.
No. As a writer, he's very good. Like High and Low is a beautiful film. High and Low, and I think it's the mother film for all these kidnapping films. Beautifully written, great film. And he shot it in 53, I think, 53 or 56, I'm not sure. So Stanley Kubrick is also a big influence. His first three films I really like. His first film, the first film was The Mannequin, I think. Second one is called Killing. Killing, long back he made. It's again a heist film. Very, very beautifully written heist film. And Doctor Strangelove I like. Lolita, it's a beautifully shot film. It's not very easy to shoot a film. To read that book itself is scary today. But while growing up, for me reading that was okay. But today I think you can't even have the book in your hand. You can't even have the book in your hand today. And there was another film also which Shining is also okay, but Shining is all his extravaganza, his skill and ability and style, those things.
Do you think about your own legacy like that, like a large body of work, with a common message or something?
No, nothing like that. I just live by the day. Today I feel like doing something, then I do it, and then I read about it, I study, and then I do some research, learn, unlearn, and do it again. And that's how I don't think I'll be making more. I thought I wouldn't even touch 10 films, but now I feel that maybe I will do 10 films, not even 12, or maximum would be 12 films. But again, this man did only 9 films in 42 years, Stanley Kubrick. So I'll have more films. So I don't know if I can be making films for that long, but what time is it?
Almost
8:30.
8:30.
Like my husband won't let me inside the house if I don't ask you this question. He's a huge Balu Mahendra fan.
Oh, okay.
So he couldn't come today because he was too tired after work. So he wanted to know more about Balu Mahendra because Balu Mahendra is not among us.
So Nellu was his first film. This is a very interesting story that a Balu Mahendra fan would like to know. Okay. So Balu Mahendra sir was from Sri Lanka. He did this cinematography course in Pune. He did a showreel and he was trying to meet directors and it was not happening. And he had a short film done, like Pune Institute, you need to do a short film. He's done the short film and sent it to a couple of people, and he went back to Sri Lanka, and he was a weather forecast photographer, go on helicopter and click pictures, and suddenly he gets a call from Kerala saying that you need to come. So he rushes, Ramukariyat after Chennai, okay, and he is so much of adoration for the man and the filmmaker he was and all of that. So he called him and said, it seems like they gave him a 400 feet can, like those days it was only cans. Like it's 400 feet will run for say 4.5 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 feet is 1 minute. So 400 feet will run for 4.5 minutes, roughly around that time. So he gave him that and one 2C or 3C camera, 2C camera. Gave that camera and said, go shoot something and come. So he didn't know what to do, Alamandra. So he was shooting it was a rainy day also. So he shot about one water drop, it seems. So they processed it, saw it, Ramu Kariyat liked it. Then he became cameraman for Nellore. So they were going in the car along with, Balamandra sir was with Ramu Kariyat. They're going for the location. They're going to the location. On the way, the sun was setting and he said, Chata, it looks nice, I want to have a shot. I wanted to take it, stop. They go down and they say, the camera was coming behind, they stopped, put the camera and he fixed the frame. And he was asking for the production unit to come. Production is the guys who serve food for us. Why, what happened? And the foreground, there's a plant in the foreground, there's a lot of dust because it's on the road. So we want to pour water on it. So they're waiting for the production unit and then the van was not coming and then they asked, the sun is setting down and then they realized the vehicle has gone before them. And he is very disappointed. And then Ramu Kariyat asked, what do you want? No, I need water too. Okay, come everybody. He pissed on the he pissed and then if the water is not enough, you also can come and pee. And then they put the camera and they got the shot. And then Ramu Kariyat told, it seems, you want to do, you find ways to do and don't find sources to do. So he said that was my first shot and that was my first lesson, he used to say.
Very, very nice story.
These are stories that only a Balamandra assistant will know. So this is I keep talking about Balamandra wherever I go and in any given opportunity I talk about him. 30 minutes I talk, at least I'll mention his name once. So I keep talking about him to my assistants. My assistants also will keep talking about him. Balamandra used to say this, it seems. So, yes.
Just before winding up, one more question, sir.
Yeah.
As a producer, you as a producer of Karkavattai.
Yeah.
So, how did that happen? When that script came to you, were you confident enough that it will do wonders and change the?
No, again, that was also a different. That also has a different thing. So, Sun TV. There's one person called Kannan in Sun TV. So he's now taking care of Sun Pictures. So he called me one day and said, Vetri, we are looking for films to be released on satellite. If it is theatre worthy, we will do it. But I will pay you 75 lakhs. You make a film, give the film to me, I will put it on TV. If possible, you send. I told him, sir, okay, I don't mind. But I want to do festival rounds with the film. I will set up films like that. But you shouldn't stop me from sending it to festivals, saying that, no, this, because they did that for Adagala. They did not allow it. Berlin wanted to show it, but they released it in December. So something like that happened. So I said, I need to send the film to festivals. If you are okay with it, then I can. He said, okay, we'll do it. So I had watched a short film called Wind by Maniganda. That is one short film that really impressed me, and I called everybody and told that my closer friends, and so we've got an answer for Iranian films here. There's this boy who can make that kind of films. And this happened 6-7 months before the meeting with Kannan. Now I got reminded of the boy. I called him and said, do you have any ideas? He told me 2 ideas. One is about a guy who goes to a small village with a ice box to keep a dead body in it. So his life and the village, how this one box influences the life of the village for 3 days or 4 days, something like that. And then about this 2 boys who want to buy pizza. I liked this idea and I said, let's do this, you start working on it. And then he started working on it, and he is a cinematographer also. So he came and asked me, sir, a couple of people asking me to do cinematography. I said, no, don't do it, let's do this. So he left that and then he started working on it. 2 months later, Kannan called and said, Vetri, we are dropping that idea, we are not wanting to do it. I didn't know how to tell this story to Mani. So I called Foxstar. I had a friend there. So I called him and told him, see, this is a very interesting idea I have, and I sent him the synopsis, pitch deck. Those days it was not pitch deck, it was synopsis. He read the synopsis and he didn't find anything interesting and he didn't send me and I didn't know what to tell Manigandan. I called Dhanush and said, Dhanush, this is I have this idea, I want you to meet this boy. I told him the idea. So 2 brothers who want to buy pizza. And so he said, sir, send me the script. I sent him the script. 15 minutes later, he called me and said, sir, we'll do it. I read the first 10 pages. We'll do it, sir. I'm okay with it. I want to meet the director once. So that same night, I said, he was shooting in Delhi for that Hindi film, first Hindi film that he said. So that same night, Manigandan reached Delhi. And then he said, we'll produce it, you do it. That's all. That's how it happened. And then when the film was over, when the film was finished, the Fox TV guys watched it, and then they bought it. So he said, I did not realize that this can become a film like this.
It was a beautifully made film. Still, it's very close to me.
It's a very special film. It's a very special film for all of us. Like Foxstar made this film was made in like 2.75 crores or something. Foxstar made a profit of 60 crores in that film. Big hit. They bought it for 4 crores and 75 lakhs. So they made 60 crores on it.
Yeah, big lessons in business also.
The business is to keep the sustenance going. And when big films are being made, like big hero films, those are very important for an industry to flourish, because say a Vijay film or one Mahesh Babu film, which is where you spend 200, 300, 400 crores, that money need not come out from the people, but those 300, 400 crores or 200 crores is circulating within the industry, and directly and indirectly so many people are benefited by that money. So say so if they're shooting for 200 days, the daily wages, laborers there are going to benefit out of it. And then when you're doing a bigger film like that, there's a possibility of extra making more money out of it, and that money floating within the industry for a year is very good. That will help keep the ecosystem going. See, the profit ratio is not in the right way, but still you do have space for the money to flourish in and keep the industry alive. That way, to have 1 or 2 big actors in every industry is essential. They're not going to contribute to the growth of the industry. They will grow, but the industry will survive because of them. And one or 2 good films will happen when their films are there. Suddenly they might think to support one good film. They will do it, or they will produce it. It might happen.
Coming back to your own statement, all actors are overrated.
Yeah.
Yane edutharu.
Okay, so I think we are coming to the end of time.
Yeah, I think we'll leave now.
Any last words for us? We have got a huge bunch of talent here, and Vishnu is a huge talent. I think more than a doctor, he'll become a good filmmaker. So I look forward to what he becomes later on.
Yeah.
So all of them.
Most of the time we do short films and all. We just do it because it's a passion and we love that. But as a director, when I do short films, I do demand form from, these are my fellow mates and they are also helping them. So I demand more from them. So most of the time we didn't get any profit, or we are not getting any profit. So most of the time I feel guilty of demanding more from them. I think whether they could, they may feel something towards me. So most of the time I compromise for some idea that I compromise in editing process, sound design process. So what should I do in such a situation?
Okay, I'll tell you something. Life is a process of making compromises. Every day you make compromises. A decision is another word for compromise. That's all. There's nothing called right. It's only a compromise. You know that, okay, should I do this or that? I would like to do this, but I think I will do this. Because we need to make compromises, and what makes the difference between a good and an average filmmaker is that a good filmmaker knows when to make the compromise. That comes out of practice, and it's also your people management skill. Being a filmmaker is not, okay, let me put it this way. Creativity is like only 20% of it. The rest is people management. When I take a group of people saying that I'll finish the film in 4.5 crores and end up making them spend 120 crores, they're still with me, and they're still hopefully happy with me. That's because of people management skill, not because of the profits I've made. Every producer who's worked with me want to work with me again. I've never made them like big profits. My films are not very, very successful films. They've made money for everybody. It's the respect you have for the other person. It's the concern you show for the other person. If you feel that you demand more from them, then you're making a mistake. You should demand from them where you don't feel that you're demanding more from them. You're not asking more from them. And you should learn to write a story within the budgets that you have. If you can't make a story with the budget that you have, then don't make that story. You will not be making justice to the story, you will not be making justice to your own self, and it will only hurt your self-confidence. See, being a filmmaker is a very happy process. It's a very intimate process. It's like a relationship. Now, when you go to sleep, you'll have to sleep with a smile on your face. Like, when you're seeing a good shot, or when you're writing a good line, there's a smile on your face. When it's an emotional scene also, like, you will be choked while writing it, or when the actors are performing it, deep down you're happy. Okay, I myself am moved by the scene that I've done. So it's a very intimate process. When you're doing something so intimate and at a very personal level, you should never allow guilt to get. And a lot of us are, my friend uses this word. He calls me a guilt junkie. So all of us like to, like drown ourselves in guilt. And guilt will lead to fear. Fear will lead to performance anxiety. Then you become a nobody. So it's not something that you should encourage. And I would ideally, I tell this to everybody, never make a film to know if you can make a film. You make a film only when you know you can make a film. That's a problem today, Like, we are making films to know if we can make films. And there are certain things that you can do and learn, but there are certain things that you learn and do. You can't do an open heart surgery just by, you can't do it to learn. You have to learn and then only do. So filmmaking is like that. And when the resources are easily available, you end up making films, and which will make you feel like this. So you, first and foremost, what I always say, I don't take, this is not a bias, but I don't take anybody who has not completed his college. I don't need him to have a degree certificate, but I want them to have the regularity of going 3 years or 4 years or 5 years to one place, morning 9 till evening 5, morning 9 till evening 5. That regularity will make you someone. At least you will have the courage to take the beating the next day. You know, if it's a tough day today, you will not go sleep and say, I won't come to work tomorrow. At least you will get up in the morning and then, okay, let me handle it today. You will go back to work. So that is something that I feel. See, today our biggest problem is we don't complete most of the things we start. You know, like, oh, okay, I'll do it later. No, I don't want to do this. That it takes a lot of courage to finish what you start. The most easiest thing is to start anything. To finish it takes a lot of courage. So I would suggest, which year are you in now? You finished? One more. Now you're going to do your house urgency. Okay. You finish it. Till that time, don't do anything. Just do your work. Learn something here. See, I don't encourage students to study film studies in their undergraduate years. That's a formative years where you need to go and find life. Filmmaking will come later. Without life, if you have the skills to make films, you will make stupid films. I've never seen anybody making good films who have done visual communication or film studies in their undergraduate course. It's all shallow, because when you're 17, you go into college. You start thinking of everything as cinema, like life. One girl is sitting there, one boy is sitting there. Okay, that's a scene for me. So, if you are going to look at everything as that, then your life, exposure to life and your understanding of life will stand at that age of 17 only. You can only make love stories. Whereas you go out, you live, you do something, and then the day you finish your first script and put the end, that's the day you stop living life as a normal person. After that, everything is script only for you. This room is a short division for me. I know where the camera will go, what will do. You cannot undo it. So, do whatever you're doing fully and learn that, strengthen that, and through that you experience life a little differently. An engineer and a doctor, the way an engineer looks at the world is different, and a doctor is different. A student of literature looks at world a little differently from both of them. So you be that first fully, then you come out, sit and decide what to do, how to do, and where to do. So these are things, and being a doctor is again an added responsibility. The family, especially being a doctor in a government college, is more responsible thing. So there's more responsibility to you. That's what I mentioned when I said that, it's the people who are making you doctors. They're giving their lives to make mistakes. So I didn't want to say that there. So many mistakes, so many problems, and a lot of things. Anyway, so if you can bring these things to the table as a filmmaker, then it will be good. There are a lot of novelists who, like lawyers turn. John Grisham writes only about lawyers, and there are a lot of doctors who write about this medical stuff and all. So that way, you become the best in what you are studying or doing right now. Then filmmaking will come. Today filmmaking, some 25, 30 years ago, everybody knew what to tell, but they didn't know how to tell. Today everybody knows how to tell. Like all of you are making reels and Instagram, shorts and all of that. But we don't know what to tell. I saw one video today. Of course they're making money, that's okay. There's a dog that is sitting in front of the house and it's barking and it's talking, and he's saying, this guy is saying, I will not give you biscuit. Today, no. And it's doing something, ooh, and it's crying, and then that's a 30-second video or something. So he's going to make money for it. So But okay, that's fine. Okay, so what? When I watch something and feel, if I'm going to feel, okay, so what? Might as well I would not have watched it, nor would the person have. Like, you don't need to have made it. You make me laugh, you make me cry, you make me think. You do something to me. Don't just make me watch and say, so what? Okay, so what? Or what next? That might happen if you are going to be in a hurry to make stories, tell stories. So, Fellini's quote is there, a very nice quote. Being a filmmaker, I have been waiting all my life. First I wait for an inception, an idea to come, and I wait for the idea to become a script. Then I wait for a producer to come to make that into a film, and then I wait for an actor. Then I wait for the film to get over. Then I wait for a release. Then I wait for the other inception. So it's a process of waiting, and if you cannot wait, if you cannot keep your sanity during the process of the waiting, then it is hard for you to survive. So that patience comes with this also. And see, you have the marker in you. If you're feeling guilty, then you feel that you're making a mistake. You're doing something wrong. That's why you feel guilty. So there's a compass in you that says, okay, I made a mistake. Maybe I should not do it. So, and filmmaking is not one man's ruthless need to satisfy his ego or when a filmmaker says, I want it this way, then I don't respect him as a filmmaker. There's nothing called as films can never be made by one person. There is hundreds and hundreds of people's creativity is involved in bringing to life one person's vision. Only the vision is the filmmaker's. But it is not that one person's creativity that brought that vision to life. So you can attribute or you can take credits for the vision. And your job is to inspire the whole team to willingly come and give their 100% creatively or monetarily to make the film. If I had been in your position, I would have created a situation where your friends come and say, Macha, don't worry, I will give you more, you do it better. I wouldn't have made them feel you are taking more out of me. So that's how you inspire a team, yeah? That's how you keep your team. So I think you should concentrate on doing your work now, for this 1 year, and then maybe you can. But at the same time, keep reading a lot. And read, nowadays nobody reads. You all are watching YouTube videos and podcasts. See, actually, reading is a visual experience. Cinema is a visual art. And reading helps you strengthen that visual orientation. Watching video, and when you're reading, the process of visualization is still active in your brain. But when you're watching a YouTube video, you don't need to process that. It's given to you. So that creative aspect is taken away from you. So it's better to read if you want to have some good imaginative experience. If you're watching a video, that is a different kind of educational video where, if you want to use it for that kind of purposes, if it's a manual, okay, I will not understand if I read it, maybe I'll watch a video. That's different. Maybe if you're reading about lenses, cinematography, then maybe a video could help you understand it better. Again, you'll have to go back to the book for theory. Or even a cut, an editing cut. That also a video would help, but not always. Reading is better, and also it takes a lot of commitment to read. And If you flip a page without reading it, you will feel guilty. But if you skip 20 seconds from a video, you don't feel guilty. It's easy for us to skip these videos and you feel that it's not important. We always give a lot of importance to written material as opposed to these videos. I try to watch long videos, but I most of the times don't end finishing them. Even very important documentaries also, I don't watch. I don't complete it.